If you're wondering how iPhones are made, this is the venue for all the fact. But first, please like and subscribe to Free Documentary 24, and you'll live more 100 years of age. This video will take a look inside the iPhone factory. One is one of the most well-known modern phones in the world. Since its inception, Apple has sold more than 1 billion units worth hundreds of billions of dollars. iPhone has helped revolutionize mobile phone trends in many individuals' ways. Life's a big part of Apple's fame is from its ability to innovate a fantastic technology. Millions of customers worldwide are willing to pay top dollar for the quality design and however, many users may not understand how manufacturers produce iPhones. But the truth is that your iPhone was not manufactured and designed in one country. Several countries and companies come together to create an iPhone. If you have ever bought an iPhone or another Apple product, you probably have seen a note on its packaging, as products are designed in California. But that doesn't mean that they are manufactured there. So where are iPhones manufactured and what is it like to be inside the Apple iPhone factory? How and where Apple manufactures its devices? It depends on two vital concepts, which but are quite different: assembling and manual. Manufacturing is the process of making the components that go into the iPhone. Although Apple designs and sells the iPhone, it doesn't manufacture its components. On the other hand, assembling is the process of taking all the individual components built by specialist manufacturers and combining them into a finished working iPhone. Of the manufacturing process of an iPhone consists of buying the products from manufacturers and assembling them in good factories. All iPhone sources its materials from all over the world in an attempt to offer the very best technology at the lowest possible price. They are willing to scour the globe to get the best component manufacturer. At the same time, while searching for the best companies to work with, they need to partner and work with component manufacturers who can produce on a massive scale. 400 companies worldwide manufacture and supply Apple iPhone manufacturers with their company. Just the phones. These component manufacturers create memory chips, glass, screen interfaces, casings, cameras, and everything in between. The location of these component manufacturers vary widely, from companies in South Korea, China, Taiwan, Germany, Japan, and many other countries, including the United States. These suppliers send their manufactured components to massive Apple manufacturing factories worldwide for additional manufacturing and assembling. The assembling of the iPhone mostly takes place in East and Southeast Asia, where the labor force is cheap and abundant. So the components go to Apple iPhone factory locations: Public Malaysia, Thailand, South Korea, where in the Philippines. Although iPhone manufacturing facilities are located in many countries worldwide, these manufacturing facilities are two manufacturing companies, Foxconn and Pegatron. These Taiwanese firms manage the iPhone production and ensure they're completed right on time and with the quality standards Apple demands. Nothing is quite like the massive Foxconn plant in Zhengzhou, China. Foxconn Factory, also called the iPhone City, is a factory that spreads across 2 million square miles. One of the most significant advantages it has is the fantastic assembly line. The Foxconn factory employs approximately 350,000 people. Foxconn is Apple's longest-running partner in building Apples. Foxconn currently assembles the majority of Apple's iPhones in its Shenzhen, China location. Foxconn built the factory in 2010 almost exclusively to serve Apple's iPhone production needs, with $600 million in assistance from the province of government. This factory alone can produce it. Technically, Foxconn is the iPhone company's trade name. The company's official name, Industry Company Limited. This iPhone factory does the final assembly, testing and packaging of the iPhones. There are 94 production lines at the Zhengzhou manufacturing site, and it takes about 9 makes the facility to be able to produce 500,000 iPhones a day, or roughly 350 a minute. This assembling process requires that most workers do, such as polishing the screen, soldering one component, or fitting a single screw into the backs of the iPhone, which to the iPhone may take up to a minute to secure one iPhone, thereby completing about 600 to 700 per day. So after the iPhone leaves the assembly line, it is placed in a sleek white fiberboard box, wrapped and put on wooden pallet. Inside the factory, the assembled iPhone will be transported to the factory gate, which 100 yards away to where a large Chinese customs. The custom operators sit in a so-called bonded zone, allowing Apple to sell their iPhones more easily to Chinese consumers at the final point of the assembly for the iPhone. China also serves as a starting point for Apple's global tax strategy in Zhengzhou. Often in the customs facility, Foxconn delivers the completed iPhones to Apple, which distributes them to Apple's affiliates worldwide. Go personal computers made in China where transport by container ship lasting about a month. Smartphones are small enough and easy to be shipped by plane in huge quantities, which is cost effective. Apple contracts with major carriers, including FedEx and UPS, to ship iPhones around the world. One Boeing 747 flight can easily carry about 150,000 iPhones tucked into its aluminum canister. The US and other parts of the world lead customs by truck and are transported to the Zhengzhou. The airport has been significantly expanded in recent years as production of the iPhone has increased from Zhengzhou Airport. Apple carriers such as UPS, FedEx and other freight carriers fly United States-bound iPhone to Anchorage, AK, where the jets can refuel. We travel to Louisville, KY, where logistics professionals sort and reroute the iPhones to their final destinations. Customers pay much higher prices for their iPhones because of fluctuations, and the countries have the value-added tax. For example, a 32GB iPhone 7 sells for about $776 at the Apple Store in Shanghai. In New York, it goes for about $649. The Foxconn Zhengzhou factory is more than 20 miles outside downtown Zhengzhou, separated by freeways, suburbs and dirt scrub lands. Foxconn at present about 10 million residents as of 2020 has transformed life for its poor residents because roads, homes and power plants, with a workforce rivaling that of many U.S. cities. The factory has sprouted what residents have dubbed the iPhone City. Their factory workers live in dorms in 10 to 12-story buildings outside the Foxconn gates. At the same time, a migrating workforce of entrepreneurs and vendors set up shop below and around the dorms to make a living, offering massages or selling socks and other clothes. The population of 1.3 million employees in China's mainland. Foxconn is by far the country's largest private employer since it began producing iPhones for Apple in 2007. Foxconn was suicides among Foxconn workers, which prompted riots from workers and protesting overcrowded dorms, poor sanitation and bad food. This forced Apple and Foxconn workers on the day shift began streaming in through the factory gates around 7:00 a.m. while work starts at 8:00 a.m. Those who can afford the transportation ride motor scooters, but most walk from nearby dorms or take a bus if they live in buildings farther away. There's 20 hours of overtime a week. Pegatron is relatively recent addition to the iPhone assembly process. 30% of the global iPhone and its Chinese plants, and that's it. Guys, what do you think about Apple's iPhone factory? What do you think about the future of technologies in the year to come? Opinions or views via the comment section. We'll be glad to hear from you.